Just put it on vibrate. All right, we're live. That would be my wife. That would be my wife, sir. How's it going tonight, Stone? I'm going to be getting going here in just a couple minutes. I am. So I'm sitting in a Marriott in Orlando, and I'm using the hotel Wi Fi along with my wife's Skype login to call my home computer, answer on my regular Skype there, and then I'm remoted in with TeamViewer and running the show like I was sitting at my desk. Hey, Richter. How you doing, man? Yeah, we're definitely going to have video issues tonight. I am flying out to Southern California tomorrow. So I will be out in actually LA about noon West Coast time tomorrow. So actually lunch with Mick Montgomery tomorrow. Really looking forward to that. Let me make sure I got all my things. How's the audio sound though? I know the video is going to be weird with the audio, but are you at least getting me loud and clear? Can you hear me? Okay, cool. Sweet. That was the one thing that I was worried about. Audio or video is going to look like crap. Thank you, Marriott Hotel Wi-Fi. But as long as the audio sounds good, I mean, it's a podcast. You're going to sit here and watch me bob my head for a good bit. I would, you know what, Stone? If I had hookups like that, I would be I would be booking myself a tour. Unfortunately, I don't quite have swagger of that nature just yet. Maybe one day soon. That's the dream, right? They'll listen to me. All right, let's see if this is actually recording. Play that back. All right, let's see if this is actually recording. All right, good. You should be. I think there's going to be several people sneaking in carry-ons. I think that's going to be a common theme. All right. So, guys, you'll have to forgive me. Bumpers are probably going to be a little. Hey, Duke, what's going on, buddy? This is this is going to be fun, man. Not the usual quality video. No, what do you call it? Green screen behind me. There's actually a wife behind me. But we're going to run with it. You'll get a kick out of this, Duke. I'm on the hotel Wi-Fi at the Marriott, Skyping into my computer at home, and then TeamViewered in, running XSplit and Audacity on the home computer. So I'm actually my own guest this week. All right, let me make sure the mic is actually turned off so when my dogs start barking, we're good, and then we'll get going. All right, yep, mic is off. Mic is on. Mic is off. Okay. Get back to the right monitor. Yeah, that's why the video is going to be a little fun this week. And also why you see me on a headset rather on the mic. If I'd had enough weight in my luggage, I had enough room. I was thinking about bringing the mic and the boom and just setting it up here and then setting it up in Cali. But yeah, that would be a little bit crazy. Also, let me change this before we get going and actually start recording. Let's change that to a little bit lighter. There we go. All right. Let's get that up. That up behind it. All right, this should be fun. Oh. Let's put that away. This is a about 8-year-old set of Astro A40s. These were my This was my headset when I was doing competitive Left 4 Dead play on Xbox. So this was my MLG set. You can actually see. I don't know if the video is going to catch up. Oh, you can't. You're looking at the logo anyway. um, I have custom speaker tags of my old Left 4 Dead planned on this, so they're kind of cool. All right. Audacity, are you recording? Yes. Let's go ahead and stop it, start it over. All right. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm calling the internet police.
Welcome to The Game Case, a show for, well, anyone that plays World of Warcraft. The show rife with ramblings, tips, tricks, and goings-on in WoW. Here's your host, Chris Case.
Well, hello. Hi, howdy, and welcome to episode 22 of The Game Case. I am Chris, also known as Cuddles, a brewmaster monk on Airy Peak in the Convert to Raid Guild. This week, I'm going to run down my week in WoW, along with a breakdown of the fun I had at the Midwest meetup, run down some upcoming patch 6.2.2 changes, and give you some tips on being a steward of the game. Now, first and foremost, I'd like to apologize for any sound and video issues. As I've told my chat room here, they're probably sick of hearing about it. I'm actually sitting in a Marriott outside of the Orlando airport. I am flying very early tomorrow morning to LA for my 5th wedding anniversary and my 32nd birthday. So I'm going to spend a few days out there in Southern California. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. I actually get to meet up with Hawkeye from BlizzCon Countdown tomorrow evening for Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. And then I'll also be meeting up with Mick Montgomery for lunch. So really looking forward to that, along with the other 9 days that I'll be spending in Southern California. Should be a really good time. And yeah, we will be, for those that do watch me stream games, I will not be streaming this week. I'm not going to probably have the internet to deal with it. But I will be live next Thursday with another episode of The Game Case. So make sure you tune in and check that out. But before we start talking too much about next week, why don't we talk a little bit about what I did this week in WoW? So, guys, I got the opportunity to go up to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and meet up with an absolutely amazing group of Convert to Raid and AIE members. This was my first kind of big-scale WoW meetup. I've done a couple meetups over in Orlando. It's a little bit of a smaller group. It's a wonderful group. It's ran through meetup.com by the folks that do the Hearthcast podcast. Root and Freckleface, absolutely amazing people. But that's kind of a group that gets together once a month. They have a good time, but it's not like a huge meetup. And that's what this Midwest meetup was. We ended up with nearly 40 people, almost a full raid team, at the Bristol Renaissance Festival just north of Chicago in Kenosha, Wisconsin. There was Jules from Tauren Think Tank, along with her husband Arcane, Midnight and Ladra from the CTR community, Ursangus, the CTR head greeter, and a whole bunch of other folk that I was just extremely happy to be able to meet. We wandered around the fair. We kind of split up. We got back together. It was incredible. It was a whole lot of fun. We really just had a good time. We ate some bad food. We had some good times. I purchased my very first traditional Scottish kilt for those that are into kilting. I purchased a wool Blackwatch kilt, so a traditional Scottish military kilt. Super, super comfortable. It is now my preferred method of dress when flying. I used to do sweatpants. I've done gym shorts, just anything that I could to be comfortable on a plane. For the guys out there that are scared of wearing a kilt, don't be. Oh my gosh, they're so comfortable. You really need to strap one on. Put your worries to the side. Go kilted, and you probably won't go back. So that was the Midwest meetup. It was a whole lot of fun. Special thanks to Midnight and Ladra for putting it together. And a very special thanks to Bim, who has been on one of my previous Boss Pull episodes. She is at Shield Spec over on the Twitter machine, for picking me up that first night that I was in Milwaukee, showing me around, and just generally being a great friend. So thank you to everybody that was involved. The Midwest meetup was a blast. I say this frequently, and I'm going to say it again. If you have a WoW meetup group in your area, go check it out. Go hang out with some of these people. Come meet some of these people in real life. If there's not a group in your area, create one. If you're in a larger guild like CTR or AIE, don't be scared to put together a group. Get some of the community together. I know we spend a lot of time in game. Sometimes we spend more times in game than we do with the people outside of game. I mean, between, 3-4 nights a week raiding, doing dungeons, doing challenge mode, doing some of these weekly challenges that we have now, there's a whole lot of time that we all spend in Warcraft. But getting to spend some time with some of these folks outside of the game was wonderful. It was really a good time. Special shout to our Sangus for spending most of the day with me. We just kind of wandered around and rapped a little. Is that what the kids are saying these days? I don't know. I'm not really cool anymore. So we conversed about things, and we really just had a good time. For all of those on the greeter staff, he is exactly as scary as you think he is. I wouldn't want to mess up his reputation. But I will say that if anyone has to share a room with the two of us, be very terrified, because I think we both could have been certified lumberjacks. There was definitely some log sawing going on the night after the meetup. So it was a whole lot of fun. Now, back to my week in WoW. Of course, Rubber Chicken Coalition's my Tuesday night raid team. We got through Gorefiend on Tuesday. We got a couple very nice pulls on Iskar, especially about midnight. We tend to lose a few people. We raid until 1. But our raid leader, Swayze, had to step out. He's got the Earl boss biting him. He has to be up very early for work. So it's kind of changed his raid schedule a little bit. As well as a few of the other people on the team had to step away. So we went in there with about 3/4 of our team, got Iskar to enrage several times. Didn't seem to really be struggling with mechanics. I think we were just a little bit low on deeps. But I'm very confident that we'll go back in there and kick him in the teeth next week. Excuse me. Very interesting thing that we've decided to do in Rubber Chickens. Maybe other raid teams are doing this, but since we are a once a week team, we still need to get Gorefiend. We still need to do a few things there, get some people their tier sets, get their 2 pieces going. So what we're going to do is every other week, we're going to go through 1 week and we're going to do a clear. So for us, that means getting through Gorefiend and then whoever else we're able to clear after this. And then the next week, we'll go back and we're actually going to do progression. So we're going to save our lockout. We're going to extend it. Next Tuesday, we'll go right into Iskar. Actually, you know what? I take that back. I don't know if we'll actually have to extend the lockout, thanks to that cute little portal there that takes you past Gorefiend. But anyway, we're going to skip those first few bosses and dive right into what we need. So super fun times with Rubber Chicken Coalition. Bacon and Kegs, I missed entirely. Guys, I am sorry. I was hanging out with a bunch of cheeseheads, a bunch of real hosers up there in Wisconsin. Had some cheese and some bratwursts. It was a really good time, eh? That's so not a Wisconsin accent, but hey, I had to try something there. So I miss Bacon and Kegs, but I was able to keep up with them through GroupMe, so that was super cool. They were able to run all the way through Zakuun, so we picked up some gear. A few people are getting their legendary rings now. So it's really been a really good time for Bacon and Kegs. I will be back with them this Sunday, which is actually my birthday. I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m. Pacific Standard Time and go ahead and do a little raiding with bacon and kegs. Got the approval from the wife, even though that we're on vacation. She probably won't be up before 8 a.m. So I'm going to do a little early morning raiding on my birthday. It should be a whole lot of fun. So let's go ahead and dive into a little bit of the news that came out this week. So wasn't a whole lot out there unless I just totally missed something. But the things that we did notice this week was a few updates to patch 6.2.2 nodes. Now, the biggest thing for me that I saw was bonus events are now going to begin earlier in the week. They're actually going to start on Wednesday. So it looks like they'll run Wednesday to Tuesday, or Wednesday to reset, rather Monday night. So this should be really nice, especially for those of us that have been kind of rushing to get online on the weekend. And for those folks that don't necessarily have all of their free time loaded on the weekend. I know there's plenty of people that work on the weekends, and the middle of the week is when they get to play. Or maybe on the weekends you raid. So these bonus events would really be the thing that you would do during the week. Looks like Blizz has realized that. They're going to be adjusting that in 6.2.2. So very, very exciting news. There have been some additions made to Hallows End and the Feast of Winter Veil. Excuse my misspeaking there. There's gonna be flying that's still on the table as far as we know. There are going to be a few new additions. The Dark Moon Seesaw, the Cursed Feather of Ixan, the Safari Hat is now going to the toy box. So is the Shard of Archstone and the Throbbing Blood Orb. Wow, that's something you would expect to hear in trade chat. I guess we all know what that would be. But garrisons, they are making a little bit of a tweak to garrisons. They've said that a new events coordinator is going to be found in level 3 garrisons. So you can visit this guy during Hallows End or the Feast of Wintervale, and you can obtain garrison decorations that are usable all year round. So it looks like we'll have some neat things to add to our garrison. Should be a whole lot of fun. Other than that, a couple tweaks to the UI. I know my good friend Marconin will be very excited about this. A new achievement has been added for collecting 300 mounts. It will be called Lord of the Rains. Completing that achievement is going to award an amount. The Reigns of the Heavenly Azure Cloud Serpent. And a new achievement has been added for collecting 200 toys. It's going to be Crashin' Thrashin' Commander. And it's going to award the title Crashin' Thrashin'. I actually kind of like that. Now I want to go and find some toys. Unfortunately, as a newer player, I am nowhere near 200 toys. There's going to be a couple tweaks to racials for Tauren and Undead. Guys, go check out the patch notes if you want to see those. And a couple class tweaks that look like they're all going to affect PvP. So there you have it. That's about it for Blizzard news, unless I missed something horribly, which is very possible. I've been doing a lot of traveling and a lot of preparing for traveling this week. So while I have gotten my WoW and my raid time in, I will be upfront in saying I could have missed something. But we do have another interesting little bit of news here that may not exactly be straight from Blizzard, but if you play World of Warcraft, this should excite you to an entirely new level. Now, if you listened to my show last week, you may have heard about this. So I'm going to talk a little bit about WoW challenges. This is a new podcast coming from Stone and Lita from wowchallenges.com. Some amazing things over there. If you think that you're bored in Draenor right now, if you think that there's nothing to do in the game, Or, in fact, if you just love the game and want to do something different, or you really, really enjoy a challenge, go check out wowchallenges.com. They are the home of the Iron Man Challenge, as well as the Bloodthirsty and the Pacifist Challenge, as well as several others. I'm a huge fan. I did get started on my Iron Tune. He is going to be Iron Cuddles. He is a Worgen druid, so I will be kind of explored druiding. I probably should have picked a class that I've already played and something that I knew about. I'm terrified I'm going to end up picking something or doing something that I wasn't supposed to. But the great thing about that is wowchallenges.com has some great little guidelines about it. And very interesting thing, the reason why I'm talking so much about WoW Challenges is because this Saturday, the 29th, they will be recording their very first show as a podcast live. So, guys, make sure you check that out. I'm going to play a little audio promo from them. And before I ramble on anymore about it, why don't you guys listen to Stone and Lita tell you all about their brand new show?
Hi, this is Stone.
Hi, this is Lita, and we're from the WoW Challenges podcast. We talk about all things WoW Challenges, Iron Man, Bloodthirsty, and Pacifist.
Come catch our first show live on Saturday, August the 29th at 7 p.m. Eastern at connectcast.tv/stone.
And there you have it. New WoW podcast coming out. Some absolutely incredible things happening. And guys, I can't wait to listen to this. I cannot wait to see what's going to come out of this podcast. To hear a little bit more about the WoW challenges and the WoW challenge community should be absolutely amazing. So super, super exciting stuff. Make sure that you go check them out. Make sure that you go listen to that podcast. And guys, let me know what you think of it. I will definitely be listening. Everything that Stone touches turns into gold. And Lita's great. So you guys should really check this out. Should be a whole lot of fun. Stone, your voice is great. He's saying that in the chat that he doesn't like his voice. But let's be honest, the sultry kind of wonderful tones of your voice are great. That was interesting. Got some fun feedback there. Apologize if you guys heard that. Sound like somebody had a faucet running. Interesting sitting here in a hotel. Things happening out of my control. Guys, we're doing it live. Welcome to the Game Case. So, guys, last thing I'm going to say about this is go check out the WoW Challenges podcast. It's going to be a great time. I guarantee it. If not, I'll give you each and every dollar that you spend on it back out of my own wallet. So enjoy it. Stone, super excited for you guys. Hope you're not nervous. Are you nervous? It'll go fine, man. Should be a whole lot of fun. My wife is behind me crawling around on the floor so she doesn't end up on the webcam. That's great. Hashtag hotel streaming. This is I'm glad my wife loves me. All right. So guys, the thing that I wanted to talk to about this week is being a steward for the game. And you may ask, what do I mean by that? Do I mean going out and standing on a street corner and trying to evangelize? No, well, maybe. But I really mean being a good steward within the game. Being a greeter and event planner in CTR, I get to see a lot of the kind of background side of things. Some of the complaints that you see, some of the other things going on within our guild, as well as the stuff that you see in other guilds. Now, the thing that bugs me constantly is guildies not treating guildies well. And I don't want to even say guildies. Let me back that up. Is gamers not treating gamers well? No, coming from a background of competitive first-person shooters, I am used to the dude bro mentality. I am used to people being, competitive and even downright nasty to each other. Well, that's not this game, guys. Outside of our PvP kind of niche, what we have is a game that's about cooperation and about coming together as a community. Now, I know for some of you out there, it's not. There's some folks that just do the PvE side of things, and you guys love that. And I am not faulting you for going out and questing and collecting herbs and doing things on your own. That's great. But for the rest of us, when it comes to raiding, when it comes to questing, when it comes to some of the things that we're doing in game, let's be honest, this is an MMO, a massively multiplayer online game. If you want to play a single player game, you might be in the wrong place. Although there's still things for you. Let me roll it all back to this. And I'll wrap this up a little bit quicker than I thought I would. Just because the hotel Wi-Fi isn't cooperating wonderfully well. But let me say this. Obey Wheaton's law. Go out into the community and be kind. Help somebody out when you see him questing. Stop sniping the last kill. Stop running into areas and maybe your class is a little bit better at wiping out mobs than somebody else in there. Do you see somebody else already working on it? Offer to group up. Lend him a hand. You see somebody in guild chat that needs something? Offer to help. Just generally don't be a dick. That's kind of my big point this week. Is there's enough people out in the world that will judge us for playing WoW, that will judge us for being gamers, that will judge us for our choice of passion and our hobby. And that's okay. Most of us really don't care. But realize that you are part of a community and do your best to foster, support, and be kind to that community. It's kind of like living in a neighborhood. You're not a dick to your neighbor because you got to live next to him. You got to wave to him every day. You're going to be driving by him, he's going to wave when he takes out the trash, and you're going to wave when you come back by. And, it's much nicer when you're not a dick and he's not a dick. Anybody that's ever had a bad relationship with their neighbor or anyone in their neighborhood knows that it could be a lot better if it wasn't so bad. So why not take that same philosophy into World of Warcraft? Be nice to the community. Do what you can. If you're having a bad day, reach out to somebody. But don't lash out. Yeah. Just be a good steward in our community. So guys, this is going to be a shorter episode thanks to our internet issues. But I do want to jump in and read a couple of iTunes reviews that we got. Now, both of these are 5-star reviews. Thank you so much to everybody that's left us an iTunes review. But this first one is going to be from Gank Theory. So 5-star review says, Cuddles at the Game Case is providing quality entertainment. He is maintaining a positive viewpoint during a time when most other WoW and Blizzard podcasts have gone completely negative. It's refreshing to hear this kind of show, especially when it's from someone who is relatively new to the game. Great job, Cuddles. Keep them coming. Our next review is from H. Chili. 5 stars. This podcast is a wonderful addition to anyone's list. The host is upbeat and positive. It's always a pleasure to listen to this one, and even better to show up to the live stream. Keep up the good work. From a happy listener, Cinnamon. Thank you so much, Gank. Well, thank you so much, Theory and Cinnamon, for those wonderful reviews. I really appreciate it. And I would like to take this chance to ask anyone else out there, if you listen on iTunes and Stitcher, please take a moment, go out there and give us a 5-star review. It really helps other people kind of find the podcast and get to have the fun that we all get to have every week here at the Game Case. Now, if you would like to not give us a 5-star review, then I am Car Talk with Mike. Give me 1 stars. Tell me this is the absolutely worst advanced crocheting podcast you have ever listened to. But, again, if you like me, we are the Game Case Show on iTunes and Stitcher. Now, couple of shout-outs this week. I've already mentioned them, but Midnight and Ladra, thank you so much for putting together the Midwest Meetup. It was truly a unique and wonderful experience. I greatly appreciate it. I had a blast. Shout out to Bim for showing me around Milwaukee and taking care of me. I really, really appreciate your friendship. And to absolutely everyone else that showed up, it was incredible to meet each and every one of you. Now, also a little shout out to Mick and Hawkeye. I will be meeting you guys in person tomorrow. Really, really excited about that. LA and Anaheim, respectively. So we will get to break bread, drink mead, maybe not mead, but we will get to break bread, become friends, and really just have a good time. So outside of that, big shout to Rubber Chickens and Bacon and Kegs, to Stone Grasp and Lita for their upcoming live podcast debut, and to my good boy, Ducris, who has appeared a couple times now on Mick Montgomery's Super Heroic Podcast. Now, that's, if you haven't heard about that, this is a podcast about comic books that get turned into TV shows or movies. So super, super fun podcast. Duke knows a whole lot about it. I also have another very good friend, Tim the Trooper, that has also been guesting on that show. And I have to say, both of those guys are doing an absolutely phenomenal job. So big shout out to both of them. So outside of that, guys, I think that's going to do it. And that's it for episode 22. If you'd like to come join our live audience and hang out in the chat room, come join us on twitch.tv/thegamecase at 10 p.m. Eastern each and every Thursday night. Thank you for listening to episode 22. You can find me on Twitter at Mullet863. You can find the show at The Game Case Show. You can download us on iTunes and Stitcher, catch recordings of the live show, or our tips, tricks, and kill videos at youtube.com/thegamecase, or find all of the things on the official site of The Game Case Show, thegamecase.com. Don't forget, you can find me streaming normally 6 nights a week when I'm not traveling, which, again, this week I am traveling. I will be back on Tuesday, September the 7th, and that'll get me back to streaming 6 nights a week on twitch.tv/thegamecase. Thank you all for listening. Thank you, Stonegrass, Ducris, Superior Brandon, for hanging out in the chat room tonight. Had a lot of fun with you guys. That's going to do it for me. Game Case out.
Thank you for joining us this week inside the Game Case. Please join us next week for more news, tips, and ramblings about the World of Warcraft. Game Case out.
World of the Warcraft.
All right. And that's that. Wow, I sounded horrible. So I'm getting, I don't know where it's coming from. Actually, I know exactly where it's coming from. Dadgummit. If I had done that. Yep. So since I was remoting into my computer at home, I could hear my own audio feeding back like a second too late. It's like somebody calling into a radio show and hearing themselves, and then they talk funny. And yeah, that messed up my rhythm the entire time. All I had to do was turn off the sound from my computer, but it is what it is. Another one in the bag. Thanks for hanging out, Stone. Hopefully shouting you out a little bit, get you a little bit of visibility. I will be looking for your show. I do not know what I'll be doing since I'm on the West Coast. I have absolutely no idea what I'll be doing. It's going to be a little bit kind of throwing me off time-wise. But if I can tune in and listen, even if it's just on my phone, listening to the Twitch feed and my Bluetooth headset, I'll yeah, because you're listening to yourself talk, and oh god, it was not a fun experience. I would suggest against doing that. It really threw me off. There's a thing in my so I can play with my voice meter. You're fine. Show's over. So there's a thing in my voice meter. I can have the headset. I can hear what I say. But that's more like, like on a telephone, there's just that little bit of kind of audio feedback as you're talking. That's more like that. This is like a true delay. Like I say delay, and there was the end of, yeah. Yeah. All right, man. Well, I definitely appreciate you. I'll be around a little bit this week. I'll definitely be looking for your show. Hope you have a wonderful show. Good luck, salutations. And break a leg. I don't know if that's appropriate for podcasting. Bite your lip. I don't get an ear infection. Yeah, I don't really know what the. How about this? Have a good time, man. All right, guys. I will catch you all next week. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful week. Game Case really out.